What's up, everyone? Today is, I think it's August 9th. It's a Monday. And I'm gonna be just going live. I made a live video on Friday, and a lot of people liked the live video, just me talking about my thoughts out in real time. So I guess I just decided to make another one because a lot of people benefit from it, and I myself benefit from it by not forcing any unnecessary trades. Okay, so today I took one trade today. It was a winning trade on Microsoft. Wasn't much follow through, so basically the layout of this video is I'm going to be covering the Microsoft winning trade from scratch. I'll analyze a blank chart, show how I came up with the level, talk about entries and exits. Then I'll go over market context, and I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on scale outs on this video. And finally, I will trade live if any of the other setups occur. If any of my setups occur, I'll trade live. And I mean, I don't think anything will set up, but if it does, well, you guys will be able to see me trade live. So as always, I'm gonna start off with the winning Microsoft trade. So let's go to Microsoft and let's go to a blank chart. I think the couple of people told me that the idea of blank charts and creating plans from scratch helps them a lot. So I just decided to, do a blank chart because you can see exactly how I came up with this plan. Okay, so as always, I'm gonna draw my zones up first. I told you I'm only gonna draw zones in the area I'm dealing with. So for example, I'm not gonna draw like a daily demand zone all the way down here because I know Microsoft is not gonna hit 253 anytime within the next week. That's just not reasonable. So I'm only dealing with the area I'm given in. So I don't see anything on the daily time frame. Head down to a 4-hour time frame now. Also, I don't see anything. Yeah, so I see a very, very clear 3-hour demand. Keep in mind, I do chart use zones. I don't really give them much emphasis. If you go back and watch my last video, I can link that in the description. I kind of went over why use zones have a lower probability of working out. So I will link that video down. Now 2-hour. I'm also looking for any supply zones. I don't see any. So this isn't the cleanest 1-hour demand, just because this has an upper wick and the rally candle wasn't so strong. So what I'll do is I will mark it, but I will write a note on the side. You have to keep in mind that drawing zones is very, very subjective. There's not a proper way to draw zones, so that's why you can always create labels for yourselves. So just so I don't forget, I would probably do 1 hour, and I'll just put in parentheses week to not give it as much importance. But just keep in mind that institutions could be sitting here. So that's about it. I don't really see any other zones. I'll go to 45 quickly. 45, 30. Yeah, so I don't see any supply zones. So that's basically step one. Draw all my zones. Step two is I'll just go to a daily time frame, see where Microsoft is trending on a higher time frame. I usually do this by going to blank daily charts, and I mean it's very, very evident that Microsoft is in an uptrend. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that we are making higher lows. All that means is every single dip is getting bought up. This dip right here got up, then got bought back up. Then we had another low right here, which got bought up. So every single low is getting bought up, meaning that buyers are in control for the last couple of months. So after I drew my zones on Microsoft, realized that Microsoft was in an uptrend, now all I do is I identify my levels of interest where I would potentially take breakouts. So keep in mind that if I'm creating a plan from a blank chart, today's action doesn't really count. Like I wouldn't have been given today's action. So I just look for levels. I do like this level, the 289.7 level. Let me draw it and then I'll go over why I like it. So I just go here, 289.7. Okay, that's resistance. And then all-time highs was this. All-time highs was 290.16. Okay, so why do I like this level? One, we have multiple touches. 1, 2, 3, and then all in this area we rejected. Also, keeping in mind that all-time highs is 290.16. So let's put ourselves from an institution, a smart trader, and a retail trader. Institutions are gonna buy down here. I personally don't like playing demand zones because it's not my style. I'm a breakout trader. Now, a smart trader would enter before all-time highs. And why is that? So all-time highs is a level which retail 9 out of 10 times is going to take the break of. So retail traders tend to take all-time high breakouts. And whenever retail traders are saturated around a level, the chance that it's going to work out is very, very low probability. That's why I find areas right below all-time highs. So in this case, the 289.7 level, and I tend to enter there targeting all-time highs and beyond. So if I enter at 289.7 and then all-time high fails, well, then I still make a quick gain off of this trade and I don't get killed like the other retail traders. So it's always super, super important to put yourself in perspective of an institutional trader, a retail trader, and then figure out where you stand depending on your trading style. So that is Microsoft, the levels I was watching. Now we just go down to a 5-minute time frame and I'll talk about exactly where I entered. So what happened was Microsoft was strong pre-market. We retested the 289.7 key level. So you have to think about, okay, so we retested this level. This level was previously resistance. So when we gap above a level or we break a level, what should that level do? Instead of resistance, this level will now turn into support. So now all I wanted to do is, because I couldn't get the breakout of this level, I simply just want to get the retest of this level. So what happens, I mean, this happened very, very quick. That's why you need to create your trading plans pre-market and then just wait for them to be executed. So 90% of the work is already done for me. And you really, really need to be prepared before the market open, because I entered this within the first 10-15 seconds of market open. So we dipped below 289.7. I had my finger ready to press the buy button. As soon as we started wicking and pulling back up, I entered my position right here. I entered 2 contracts. Then we broke above all-time highs and we got this beautiful push up. This was like a $2 move on the underlying equity. So I entered 2 contracts at $2 flat. I took my first scale out up here, up in this area at 2.91. Tried getting filled at 3.10, didn't get filled, so I just marketed out at 2.91. So at this point, I took off, I made a 50% gain on the first contract. And my golden rule, a lot of emphasis I want to put on this video is scale outs. So whenever I take my first position in profit, I will always, and I repeat, I will always take the remainder of my position for break even. If I am green on a trade, I'm never going to let that trade go red on me. It's just common sense. You know, if I'm in a winning position, why would I let that winning position go ahead of me? I don't care if my stop is a 5-minute candle close below the support level. For me, once I was in profit, my plan was simple. I was targeting 295. I was targeting 295, but SPY and Qs are weak. And then the bear case was that, okay, Microsoft pulls back to my entry, I will get out for break even. So that's exactly what happened. Microsoft came, pulled back to my entry, so I got out of my second contract at $2.01. So I made a $1 gain on the second contract. So that was my entire Microsoft trade. I analyzed the level from scratch, from a blank chart, drew all my zones, talked about a retail, smart, and institutional perspective, and then gave my breakdown of why I took this trade and where I entered and exited. If you still have any questions, just say something on YouTube in the comments, or just hit me up on Discord and I'll get back to you. So that was my entire Microsoft trade. It was a very, very good trade. I played this perfectly in my opinion. A couple of people could argue that Shrey, you know, you were up $200 at one point. You were up 50% on your position at one point. Why did you sell? Or why did you not take off your entire position? And my answer to that is I was just simply following my plan. You know, yes, I could have made 50% on this play, maybe even a little bit more, but my plan was my final target for Microsoft was 295. And the only reason why Microsoft failed was because of SPY and Qs. What did SPY do off the open? We pushed up and then we instantly stuffed. What did QQQ do off the open? We pushed up and then we instantly stuffed. So that's exactly why Microsoft didn't work out. If SPY and Qs were strong, then I would have taken my second position off on Microsoft for maybe like a 300, 400% gain. So yes, I did miss out on profits on this play, but you have to keep in mind that not every trade is going to be a 100, 200% winner. I just need to follow my scale out strategy, which is scale out into strength, and then move my remaining contracts to break even. Okay, that was Microsoft. Now I'm just gonna quickly analyze the market live so you guys can see what I'm thinking in real time. So let's go back to execution. Okay, so this is SPY on the right, top right, and this is QQQ on the bottom right. So I mean, pretty much all that's happened today is we've pushed up, invalidated the supply zone, and now you can see that SPY and Qs are just trading in a range. So SPY is unable to get above this level and this level. So all SPY's been doing is trading on a range, so making higher lows. I can draw that out for you. Making higher lows. I can just label this as range. Say bottom range, and maybe I'll draw it as like blue or something. And this is a top range. So what happens when the market itself is trading in a range? All that means is that the market is balanced. Sellers and buyers have found an equilibrium on price. You know, sellers aren't strong enough right now to take us below the bottom range, and buyers aren't strong enough to take us above the top range. So that's just going to cause an equilibrium. We are forming higher lows. The market is balanced. Keep in mind that when the market is balanced, the probability that setups are going to occur are much, much lower. And hence why I've only taken one trade today is because after I took my winning trade on Microsoft, the market went into a state of balance, and that's why my other setups just haven't been in play. So that's ES. The same exact thing is going on for NQ. NQ double topped after breaking this 30-minute supply. So let me just repeat this. So I can just call this top range. So blue and bottom range right here. So again, same exact thing as SPY and Qs. As SPY, SPY is making higher lows, been trading in this range. Nothing interesting is going on. And as I said, when the market is in equilibrium, when buyers and sellers agree on price, then the probability that setups are going to occur are much, much lower. And then we are just forming higher lows. So that's my analysis on SPY, Qs, the market itself. Keep in mind that when we are in equilibrium, the other setups I'm watching, like Tesla above 724, not going to set up because we're trading in a range. NVIDIA, I'm watching above 206.5, also trading in a range. Amazon, watching above 3388. This has been on watch since last week, trading in a range. So keep in mind that the way the market moves is it moves from periods of balance to periods of imbalance. That's the entire structure behind supply and demand. So you have to keep in mind that the market is not going to be imbalanced every single day. It's just not possible. If the market was imbalanced every single day, then I would probably be a millionaire right now. I could just blindly enter calls or blindly enter puts, and I'd be making 400, 500% return. However, the reality is not every day is going to be imbalanced. There are going to be balanced days like today, and the best thing to do is walk away, go spend time with friends and family. I like to go live on YouTube because I mean it helps other people out. I like helping other people. And just do something. The main thing is do not force trades when there are no setups. So yep, that was the second part of this video. I actually wanted to trade live. However, none of my setups have hit, so I guess I won't be doing that in this video. I am planning to trade live, uh, maybe in a couple of weeks or maybe in a couple of months. If you really want me to trade live, like the video and just leave a comment down below so I know a lot of people are interested. And if enough people are interested in me trading live, then I will definitely give that an attempt. But I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys have a good day, and hopefully the rest of the week turns out to be good as well.